Welcome once again to another session of Share Your Favorite Sutta. Today's Sutta is requested by a good friend of the Buddhist Fellowship, so lean back, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy. This is the origin to the Mettā Sutta found in the Suttanipata 1.8. It is found in a book called An Ancient Collection of the Buddha's Discourses, together with its commentaries, translated from the Pali by Bhikkhu Bodhi. I will be reading an excerpt from the section called the Elucidator of the Supreme Meaning, Paramattha Jotika 2, the commentary to the Suttanipata. Loving kindness, Mettā Sutta. What is the origin? It is said that bhikkhus, harassed by deities on a slope of the Himalayas, went to see the Blessed One at Savatthi, and the Blessed One spoke this discourse to them for protection and as a meditation subject. That is a brief account, but the following is a detailed account. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Savatthi as the time for the rain's retreat was approaching. At the time, several bhikkhus from different provinces who had learned a meditation subject from the Blessed One approached him with a wish to enter the rain's retreat elsewhere. The Blessed One explained meditation subjects suitable for the 84,000 different kinds of temperament in this way. To those of a lustful temperament, he taught the 11 meditation subjects on the unattractive nature of the body by way of both the sentient and insentient bodies. To those of a hating temperament, he taught the 4 meditation subjects, loving kindness, and so forth. To those of a deluded temperament, he taught such meditation subjects as mindfulness of death. To those of a discursive temperament, he taught such meditation subjects as mindfulness of breathing and the earth kasina. To those of a faith temperament, he taught such meditation subjects as recollection of the Buddha. And to those of an intellectual temperament, he taught such meditation subjects as the delineation of the 4 elements. Then the 500 bhikkhus who had learned a meditation subject from the Blessed One went out seeking suitable lodgings and a village as an alms resort. They travelled by stages until they saw on the frontier a mountain in the Himalayas that was made of stone slabs the colour of blue-green crystal. It had cool, thick shade, and it was adorned with blue-green jungle groves. The ground was strewn with sand like silver foil, inlaid with nets of pearls, and it was surrounded by pools of pure, sweet, cool water. The bhikkhus passed one night there, and in the early morning, after attending to their bodily needs, they entered a nearby village for alms. The village consisted of 1,000 families who lived in dwellings close together, and the people there were faithful and confident. Since monks were a rare sight in the frontier region, as soon as they saw the bhikkhus, the people were filled with rapture and joy. They fed the bhikkhus and begged them, "Stay right here, Bhante, for the 3 months of the rain's retreat." They built 500 meditation huts, which they provided with all the necessary implements, beds, chairs, jugs for drinking water and washing water, and so forth. The next day, the bhikkhus entered another village for alms, and there too, the people served them in the same way and begged them to stay for the rain's retreat. Noting that there was no obstacle, the bhikkhus consented. They entered the jungle grove and meditated energetically all day and night. When the time gong was struck, they carried on practicing careful attention and sat at the feet of the trees. The splendor of those virtuous bhikkhus surpassed the splendor of the 3 deities who came down from their own palaces and, taking their children, roamed about here and there. This was similar to the situation when kings or royal ministers have gone to a village and occupied a space amid the houses of the villagers, and the people in the houses come out and stay elsewhere, looking on from a distance, wondering, when will they leave? Just so, the deities abandoned their own palaces and roaming about here and there, they looked on from a distance, wondering, when will the venerable ones leave? Then they considered, the bhikkhus have entered the first rains retreat and will have to stay here for 3 months. But we will have to withdraw, taking our children, and it will be a long time before we are able to live here again. Come now, let's show the bhikkhus frightening objects. That night, as the bhikkhus were meditating, the deities created the forms of terrifying yakas standing before each one, and they also made frightening sounds. When the bhikkhus saw those forms and heard those sounds, their hearts trembled and they became pale and sallow. Because of this, they could not focus their minds, and with their minds scattered, repeatedly agitated by fear, they lost their mindfulness. Then, when they lost their mindfulness, the deities created foul odors. It seemed as if their brains were being crushed by the foul odors, and they experienced severe headaches. Yet, they did not inform one another of what was happening. One day, when they had all assembled to attend on the Sangha elder, the elder asked them, "Friends, when you entered this jungle grove for several days, your complexion was pure and bright, and your faculties were serene. But now you have become thin, pale, and sallow. Is something here unsuitable for you?" Then one bhikkhu said, "Bhante, at night I see frightening forms and hear frightening sounds and smell a foul odor, such that my mind does not become concentrated." In the same way, all reported what was happening. The Sangha elder said, "The Blessed One has laid down 2 observances of the rains retreat, and this lodging is unsuitable for us. Come, friends, let's go back to the Blessed One and ask him about another lodging more suitable for us." "Excellent, Bhante," the other bhikkhus replied. Then they cleared their lodgings, took their bowls and robes, and since they were unattached to families, they all departed for Savatthi without taking leave of anyone. Traveling in stages, they reached Savatthi and went to the Blessed One. Seeing those bhikkhus, the Blessed One said, "Bhikkhus, I have laid down a training rule. One should not walk on tour during the rains retreat. Then why are you walking on tour?" They told the Blessed One everything. The Blessed One mentally inspected all Jambudipa, but he did not see another suitable lodging for them, not even this place, the size of a 4-legged chair. He then told them, "Bhikkhus, there is no other suitable lodging for you. Dwelling there, you can attain the destruction of the influxes. Go back, bhikkhus, and stay in that same lodging. If you wish to be secure from the deities, learn this protective discourse. This will be your protection and a meditation subject." He then spoke the discourse. But others say that after the Blessed One said, "Go back, bhikkhus, and stay in that same lodging," he said, "Further, a forest dweller should know how to carry on. That is, in the evening and the morning, there should be 2 rounds of practice of loving kindness, 2 recitations of the protective discourses, 2 rounds of meditation on the body's unattractive nature, 2 rounds of mindfulness of death, and attention to the 8 great bases of urgency. The 8 great bases of urgency are birth, old age, illness, death, and the suffering in the 4 planes of misery." Or alternatively, the first 4 are birth, old age, illness, and death. The 5th is the suffering in the plane of misery, followed by the suffering rooted in the round of the past, the suffering rooted in the round of the future, and the suffering rooted in the search for food in the present. Thus, having taught them how to carry on, the Blessed One spoke this discourse to those bhikkhus for the sake of practicing loving kindness, for the sake of protection, and for the sake of reaching jhana as a basis for insight. This ends the origins of the Mettā Sutta. I shall now read the discourse. This is from the Suttanipata, Sutta 1.8, translated by the Bodhinyana Monastery Sangha. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, not busy with duties, and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm, and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be happy. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be happy. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none, through anger or ill will, wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings. Radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will. Whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to false views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to share your favorite sutta with your friends, do let us know. The details are in this poster. A donation would be most welcome and the proceeds will go towards the Buddhist Fellowship's Building Fund. But if you prefer not to offer a donation, that is fine as well. We will still be delighted to read your favorite sutta online. For more information, do email us at info@buddhistfellowship.org. Thank you once again for tuning in and see you again for our next installment of Read Your Favorite Sutta.